When adding a new component, it's always useful to take the end user's perspective and take a look at how we want that user to use our new component. We want to make things simple and easy, and we want to have everything logically laid out. So before we write any code, let's see how end users will use our menu. I'm here in index.html, and if we scroll down, we can see the PS framework directive that we worked on in the last module. And let's just quickly run this so that we can see what we have. So we have our title bar on top and some controls on the top right, and this is responsive. If we shrink it down, it's still going to look pretty good and work well on small devices. So how do we want the end user to add a menu to this framework? We have our PS framework directive, and we're already passing in a title, a subtitle, and an icon file. And one way we can pass in a menu is just add another attribute. It would be really hard to actually specify our menu items here within the attribute, but we could point it to some kind of file that has the markup for the menu. Something that has the folder structure and a menu.html file. And we could get that to work, but there's actually an easier way. Let's take out this attribute, and we'll use transclusion in order to get the menu into our framework. Instead of using the attribute, we'll just add some markup right here for the menu. So we have our PS framework start tag and end tag, and any markup between these tags can be transcluded into the framework. And we'll just pass our menu in that way. We can also use another layer of transclusion where we can pass in menu items to the PS menu. Let's have each item be a PS menu item, custom directive. And each item is also going to need a label to show as a menu item. We'll call the first one dashboard. We'll call the next one locations, and the last one can be raft guides. So this is the way we want the end user to create the menu. They'll already be creating a PS framework tag, and they'll just embed the menu inside that to be transcluded. Also, if the user wanted, they could use an ng include. They could put the menu in a separate file and just ng include it within the PS framework. So looking over at our file structure here, we have our PS menu directive, and we have our module all set up. The module name is PS menu. And one thing to remember is that we want this menu to be standalone. A user might want to use this without the PS framework. So we have to keep that in mind, that the PS menu has no dependencies on any other of our components. We want the menu to be flexible and reusable, and just not have to rely on any kind of framework or any of the other components we create in this course. So in the next video, we'll create our PS menu custom directive along with our PS menu item custom directive.